last time we talked about the biological organization. What is the smallest unit of matter? Atom. Atom will make molecules. Molecule will organize to make cell. Cell, they organize to make tissue. Tissue will make organ. Organ will create a system called organ system. And then organ system, we have 11 of them, become us, organism. Get it? Good. Okay, everybody get this one. Now, the 11 organ system that we have. Okay? So there are 11 organ system in human body. Okay, there are 11. Remember, organ system is the system that consists of organs that perform the same things, the same goal. Get it? Like for example, digestive system will be consist of organs. Their goal is for what? Digest the food. Get it? So all organs in the system will do the same thing to produce the same goal. Okay. Now we're gonna start from the one that actually protect our body. This is going to be on the outside of our body, right? And this is what you call that system? Anybody can? Epidermis is part of that system. Integumentary system. That's the name of the system. What? Integumentary system. That's the first system. The organ for this, okay, we put the organs on the other side over here. This integumentary system actually only have one organ. Yeah, the system only consists of one organ. And this organ is actually the largest organs in our body. You can imagine that. Which is wonderful. Thank you, Alan. Skin. That's the name of the organ of integumentary system. This is the largest organ. If you don't believe me, when you go home, take off your skin. Right? Take off your skin. It's going to be the biggest one. The heaviest one also. Okay? That's the skin. The largest, biggest organ, heaviest organ in our body. Right? Second, under the skin, you have a group of organs that move your skeleton, move your body. That's muscular system. The muscle is called the skeletal muscle, but the system is called muscular system, muscle system. Okay, so muscular system. What is the organs called? Muscle. That's the name of organs. The organs called muscle. But each muscle actually have one name. It has their own name. We actually have about 700, right? 700 muscles. Okay, that's the organ for the muscular system. Like for example, okay, you know this name of the muscle over here. See? You know this one? What is that? Bicep, right? That's one organ. And then, what do you call it? Tricep. That's another organ. Okay? That's another muscle as an organ. Pectoral muscle. Butt or gluteal muscle, right? It has their own name. How many? About 700 muscle organs that will make this muscular system. Okay, we're gonna learn this I think in chapter 10. Okay? About 700 muscles. And then again, that muscular system move all our bones. That's here. Okay? Skeletal system. Okay? What is the name of the organs? Bones. 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 How many bones we have? 206. You already got it. You already know it. And each bone has name also, just like the muscle. Like for example, this bone over here is called humerus. There is two bone over here, radius and ulna. You get this one? This one is called frontal bone. Get it? This one is called the femur. You can see how many total? 206. We're gonna learn this in chapter 7 and 8. Okay. Next. Okay. Let's say we eat. The food that we eat actually big molecule. Yeah, organic molecule. It has to be digested into smaller molecules in order to be absorbed, right? So that system is called digestive system. Okay? For this digestive system, the organ is divided into two types. Okay? The first one is called the one that making a tract. Okay? It's called the GI tract organ. Okay? So what does tract mean? It's pathway. Okay? It's a road. It start from hole and finish to the other hole. Okay? That's the tract. Get this one? Now you should be able to name all the organ that making this tract. Start from mouth. That's the first organ. Okay? Mouth. From the mouth, go to the throat, pharynx. From the pharynx, go to the esophagus. Get it? From the esophagus, go to the stomach. From the stomach, go to the longest one, small intestine. Right? And then bigger a little bit, large intestine or colon. And then go to the storage of poop. It's called rectum. And then from the rectum there is another hole. It's called a hole. Anus. Start with A, right? Anus. Get it? So that's all the tract. Okay? The tract organ. You can write it down by yourself. Okay? You can follow that. Okay? From the mouth to the anus. The other one is called the accessory digestive organs. Hey, you can write it down by yourself. There are 3 of these digestive organs in your mouth, and there are 3 in your abdominopelvic cavity. This is the one that do not making a tract, but is helping you to digest the food. Get it? Now we start from the mouth first. There are 3 organs. First, the one that grinding the food, the teeth. That's accessory organ. Second, the one that move the food a little bit, tongue. That's another organ. Okay? The last one is the one that produce saliva. Salivary glands. There are 6 of them. Salivary glands. So there are 3 organs over there in the mouth, right? What is that? Teeth, tongue, salivary organ. You with me? There are another 3 accessory organs in the abdominopelvic cavity. Start from the one that is very important. This is the one that produces a lot of enzymes. It also produces insulin, actually, hormone. Pancreas. Get it? Pancreas. Second is the one that produces bile. It's really big, actually, on the right side. Liver. Get it? And then on the liver, there is attached another organ, smaller. Gallbladder. Okay? How many inside this? 3. Pancreas, liver, gallbladder. That's digestive system organs. You can write it down by yourself, okay? It's not that difficult. Right? What is after that? Let's say, you need to pee. What is pee actually? Urine, right? What is urine actually? Urine is actually a waste product. It consists of waste, which is the product of blood filtration. So your blood have to be clean. Okay? Your blood have to be clean inside your body. It is filtered by kidney. Okay? Produce the urine. Therefore, the system is called urinary system. Got it? And this urinary system consists of urinary tract. Therefore, it's making tract also, right? You start from the organ that look like this, look like kidney, which is the which is the kidney, right? How many kidney do you have? Everybody get two. Everybody get two kidneys, right and left. The right is actually lower a little bit, right? That's like that, right? Right and left. That's the first organ, right? This is where the blood is filtered. The blood is filtered in the kidney. Get it? And the products will go to this small channel. Ureters. 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 Okay? We use S because two of them, right and left. In the ureters, this is actually P already. Okay? But the P is still mixed. Therefore, you have to reabsorb some of them. Okay? Because there are still glucose over there. You don't need glucose in the P. If you have glucose in the P, it is indication that you have what? Diabetes. Right? Okay. From these ureters, then go to the storage. Storage of P, urinary bladder. So use urinary bladder because you also have another bladder. It's called the gallbladder, right? So urinary bladder. Bladder means storage. Storage of urine. And then from the urinary bladder, there is a short channel, shorter for female, but longer for male. You got it? Urethra. It's only one, right? Therefore, it's urethra. Okay? Get it? And then from the urethra, it's go to opening. It's called the urethral orifice or opening. That is mean opening. That's the last organ. Get it? So all organ over here, starting from kidney, okay, ureters, right? Urinary bladder, urethra, and urethral orifice or opening. Okay. Anybody have questions on that? Next, the sixth system. I said this is the system when you breathe in, it will exchange oxygen with carbon dioxide. What do you call that? Respiratory system. Right? It is also consists of tract, what? Pathway. Start from the very beginning, the whole is the nose with nostril. Okay, nostril is the opening, the organ is the nose. How many nose do you have? How many nostrils? Two, okay. Don't say you have two noses. One nose, two nostrils, okay? And then from the nose, the air will go to the same organ that used by the GI tract. No, esophagus is not. Esophagus is just for food. Throat is called pharynx, right? Pharynx. How we gonna use it here? From the nose go to pharynx, which is throat. And this also used by the food, by the GI system. So in the pharynx, you will have what? Both the food and the air. You get it? Okay. And then it will separate it. The food will go to esophagus. Get it? But the air will go to there is a For male, you can see it actually. It's called the Adam apple. What is that? It's called larynx, voice box. Okay, it's not trachea yet. It has larynx. Okay. Sometimes people have infection and they cannot talk because usually that infection goes to the larynx, right? So what do you call that infection? Laryngitis, right? There is a pharyngitis and there is a laryngitis. What is the difference between these two? If you have laryngitis, usually you cannot talk. Because what? Because larynx is voice box, where your voice coming from. Get it? Pharynx is food and air. You get it? The air go to larynx, the food go to the esophagus. Are you with me? So it's split. Right? Now, as I mentioned before, from the larynx, the air go to the long pipe. It's called the windpipe, which is trachea. Okay, trachea. Are you with me? And then trachea is look like this. Let's say this is larynx. This is trachea. This is look like rings, right? And then this trachea separate into two. Each of this is called the bronchus. Bronchus. Therefore, because we have two of them, it's called bronchi. Make it double. Like you have one cactus, is cactus. If you have two, cacti. You change it with I. It's gonna be bronchi. Get it? Two. Okay? And then from the bronchi, boom, 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 it's going to be separated into three, like structure. It's called bronchioles. So many of them. So from the bronchi go to the bronchioles. Okay? And then the end of the bronchioles, this is the place where you actually exchange the oxygen and carbon dioxide with the blood vessel. It's gonna be look like a balloon, like that. Okay. Okay. Look like a balloon. Each of this is called the alveolus, but because we have many, it's called the alveoli. Okay. So bronchus, alveoli. Thousands of them. This is like balloon. Inside your, from here, then it will be protected by this organ. Lungs. How many lungs do we have? Two. This one all covered inside the lung. So bronchioles, some of the bronchus is protected by the lung. Okay, anybody have question about this one? That's the organ for the respiratory system. That's number 6. Number 7. Anybody can give me name of system for number 7? Let's say this is the, after the oxygen, exchange in the lungs, right? It has to be delivered into your cell all the way. Brain, for example, needs a lot of oxygen. So what do you call the system that carry oxygen and other nutrients actually to your cell? What is the system that carry blood? The what? Nervous system not carry blood. Nervous system carry information. Cardiovascular system, right? Cardiovascular system. Or sometimes in the old name is called the circulatory system. Circulation, right? But the new name is cardiovascular system. So this is the system that carry the blood that have a lot of oxygen to your cell. Your cell needs a lot of oxygen. Otherwise, you die. That's it. You die without oxygen. Now, what is the organ for this one? The name is actually telling you only two organs: cardio, right, and vascular. That's the two organs of this system. What is cardio? What is cardio? What is cardio? Heart. Okay. So the organ will be the heart and vascular. Vascular vessel is blood vessel. Blood vessel. You with me? Only two organs. That's it. The heart and the blood vessel. But the blood vessel is divided into two, right? The one that carry blood from your heart to the cell, and the one that carry blood from the cell back to your heart. Artery is the first one. Arteries from the heart to the cell or to the tissue, and the one that return it back is called veins. Artery and vein. You with me? Easy, right? That's cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular. Number 8. Anybody can guess number 8? Yes. Okay, that's good. Endocrine system. Okay. Endocrine system is the system that produces hormones. All the product of endocrine system is called hormones. But there are hundreds of hormones, type of hormone. Insulin, one of them. What? Glucagon, any example? Okay? There's a lot of hormones. We're gonna learn that. We don't learn this in this part, in this section, because it's gonna be the second section. If you take the A and B second, you will learn endocrine system. Okay? It's produce hormones. Now, the organs, okay? The organ that produce hormone is called what? The endocrine gland. The name is glands, but because it produces hormone, that organ is called endocrine gland. And again, there are many endocrine glands that we have. Just like muscle over here, 700 muscle, 206 bone. It's about maybe 100 endocrine glands. Okay? Hypothalamus, okay? Pituitary glands, okay? And then we have adrenal gland. That's the name of some of the name of the endocrine gland. About 100 of them. Okay? So about 100 endocrine gland. The one that produce testosterone, what you call it? Testicle, that's a gland. The one that produce estrogen, ovary, right? Ovary, that's a gland. Okay? So that's endocrine system. Number 9. Number 9. Okay, we're gonna put nervous system over here. Nervous system. Right? This is the system that control almost all parts of your body by carrying the stimulus, the information, and also carrying the order, right? The stimulus coming from your receptor go to your brain, right? The brain give order to the effector. You still remember that, right? Receptor, control center, effector. Get it? Right? This nervous system actually consists of 3 organs. Okay? 3 organs only. What is the first one? Right. Of course, your brain. Brain. Go away, come again another day. That's right. Okay. Brain. Let's say look like this. What is the second one? Wrong one. Spinal cord. Okay? Spinal cord. Now what is the last one? It is the organ that out from the brain and also out from the spinal cord. All of them is called No, vertebrae is bone. Yes, it's called nerve. Nerve. Okay, nerve. Get it? We have 12. We have 12 pairs of nerve from your brain. Okay, 12 pairs, which is 24. What? 24 nerve, and then 31 pairs that coming from your spinal cord. How many? 62, right? So total about 86, right? 86 nerve that you have, right? That all nerve. Right? We will learn this in chapter 13, 12 until 15. Nervous system. Right? 10. When you are sick, let's say you have infectious disease, your body actually try to do homeostasis, right? Gonna fight that viruses or maybe bacteria. Hi, okay. What do you call that system?
Immune system.
Immune system. What is another name? Lymphatic system. What? Immune system or lymphatic system? Lymphatic system or immune system. You can put the older name. Immune system. This is the one that fight the infectious disease. The organ for this one is, of course, remember when you fight, who actually fighting inside your body? What is your main armies inside your body? What do you call it? White blood cell, right? White blood cell. There are 5 types of white blood cell. We're gonna learn that later. And this white blood cell produced by the organs of this lymphatic system. Okay? What is the organ that produce the blood? It is actually located in your bone. Red bone marrow, right? So it has red bone marrow. Right? From the red bone marrow, this white blood cell then go to the organs, like a lymph nodes, lymph nodules. That's the name of the organ. So lymph nodes. Right? You have a lot of lymph nodes. They are actually located in special area, like over here. You have a lot of lymph nodes over here, okay, in your axial. Therefore, sometimes if you have infection over here, is swelling, right? Because they're fighting over here. You have a lot of lymph nodes over here. You have tonsil. Tonsil also, tonsil. This is also part of the lymphatic system. Okay, you have over here on the left side of your abdominal cavity, you have spleen, spleen. Another one, when you are younger, you have bigger of gland over here, in the top of your heart. It's usually for producing the T cell. The T cell is the one that fight viruses. So when you are younger, you are actually healthier compared to the older people. Older people, their gland over here is very small. Therefore, they can get flu easily. Right? What do you call that gland? Start with T. T. Thymus. Thymus gland. Okay? Older people have smaller thymus gland. Get it? Okay? Therefore, they usually easily get infected by viruses, like flu. Right? So thymus gland. Thymus gland. That's another lymphatic system organ. Last one. Which one is not yet? Yes! You have to reproduce. Therefore, you have what? Reproductive system. Okay? And in order to reproduce, we need 2 gender. You cannot reproduce, actually human cannot reproduce by itself. Okay? You need 2 gender. Therefore, the organ will be 2. Right? What is the first one? Male reproductive organs. Okay, so male reproductive organ. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, so this is the symbol for male, like this. They're always happy. That's male. Male reproductive organ. Okay, can you tell? Start from the one that produce sperm, because sperm need for the production, right? What is called it? Testicle. Huh? And there are 9 tubes. I will not put that 9 tubes right now. We're gonna learn it later. Okay? 9 tubes that out from the testicle. Seminiferous tube, for example, red testis, okay, and many other tubes. And then there is duct is called the ejaculatory duct. Duct with T, not K. Okay, duct. Ductus. Okay, duct. Ejaculatory. This is the one that ejaculate, causing the sperm. To how you say it? Like that. I don't know. Okay, like that. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Male no. Female maybe don't know. Okay, ejaculate. And then it's go to the same. Go to the same track or the same channel with the urine. Urethra. Urethra. Right? So the sperm and the urine is actually using the same last channel, which is the urethra. And then of course from the urethra you have the last one, it's called the opening. Urethral orifice. Which one of them? This over here, right? Urethra, urethral orifice. Okay? So reproductive system and urinary system for male, they are kind of mixing. Okay? That's you have to know. But female not. Female different. Because you have baby over there. Okay? Baby have to be clean. It will not mix with your pee. Okay? But male, urethra and the sperm using the same. I mean the pee and sperm using the same channel. You with me? Eh? That's for male. Female is look like this. That's the symbol for female. Shy, right? So female, okay, shy. That's a female symbol. Female reproductive organ. Get it? Of course, it starts from the same organ. This is the one that produces the sperm. Then it's gonna be the one that produces the eggs, right? Which is the ovaries. How many testicles do we have?
2.
How many ovaries do you have? 2. We okay, right? That's fair. You have 2, I have 2. Okay, no problem. And then from the ovary, go to the duct or channel, or the, anybody know the name? Oviduct, or sometimes it's called the fallopian tube. Okay, so oviduct or fallopian tube. Get it? Usually this is the place for fertilization. Fertilization happening in the oviduct, not in the uterus. It is in the oviduct. It means that the sperm have to swim farther away. Okay? Passing the uterus, going out. Million of them, about 300, 200 million swimming together, go to the oviduct. And only one that become you. Right? So you are actually a product of very rough competition. You are the best. You are the best, believe me. You are the result of competition of how many million? 300 million swimmers over there. And we are the best, believe me. We are the best. Yeah? We are the best thing that produced from this. Okay, from the oviduct, what is the next channel? This is when the baby stays. Uterus. Okay? uterus. Okay, and then the uterus have a neck a little bit. Neck. What you call neck? Cervix. Okay, cervix means neck. So cervix. Cervix actually the neck of the uterus. When somebody have a cervical cancer, where is that located? Over there, not on this cervix. This is all called cervix, neck also, right? But cervical cancer is not here, but on the neck of the uterus. Okay, therefore only female have cervical cancer. We don't have it. That's a good thing. Okay, that's good. We don't have cervical cancer. Okay, now from the cervix, is go to the channel. Kind of, I cannot say. Well, anybody can say it. Yes, she say it. Okay. Some people say, actually I don't know what is it. PJJ. What is PJJ? That's the same thing. That's the nickname. Okay. Okay, PJJ or vagina. Okay. Okay. And then from vagina, of course, there is an opening. It's called a vaginal orifice or opening. Okay? Done. Done with vagina. Okay, we finish with. Okay. Okay. Do you have questions? So I just want to make sure you are awake in this class, okay? Awake. Do not sleep, okay? Do you have questions for this 11 organ system? This is the one that we're gonna learn in both anatomy 1 and anatomy 2. You're gonna learn half of them in this anatomy 1. You're gonna learn another half on the anatomy 2. Okay? You with me? This is the system that we will learn in this course. If you don't have questions, then we move to chapter 2. We finish chapter 1. We go to chapter 2. Okay. Want to make sure the video is still okay? Still okay? It's in the middle? Yeah. Nice. Thank you. You are my eyes over there. Hey. Okay, chapter 2. What is chapter 2 about? Chemical base of life. Okay? Which is, we actually learn this. Right? We little bit learn about chemistry. It's only introduction. It's not big chemistry. Right? This is part of the chemistry that we have to learn before we learn about human body and process. Okay. What is chemistry? Anybody know what is chemistry? What is biology? Science of life, living. Right? What is chemistry? Science of chemical. Science of molecule is called science of matter. Okay? Science of matter. You're gonna learn about matter. What is matter? Now the next question is, what is matter? Yes, wonderful. Anything that takes space and has mass or weight. Okay? Anything that takes space and has mass or weight. That's matter. What? Look at me. Okay? Am I matter?
Yes.
Yes, because what? I take space over here and then I have heavy. I have weight. Right? I am matter. You get it? How about this one?
Yes.
Yes, it takes space and also has weight. What? It is matter. Now what is the difference between this matter and this matter? I am living matter. This one is non-living matter. Are you with me? Eh? I am living matter. This is non-living matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter Both of these are going to be learned in the chemistry. Living matter, non-living matter. Are you with me? Okay. In the chemistry, then we learn from the smallest unit of matter, whether living matter or non-living matter will have the same smallest unit, which is called the atoms. Atoms. The smallest unit of matter. It doesn't matter, living or non-living. They all have atoms as the smallest unit. Okay, smallest unit of matter. Now, when you learn about chemistry, then atom usually they have name and symbol. There are more than 200 atoms in nature, right? They have name and symbol. Can you give me the most abundant matter actually or atom inside our body? Let's say this one over here. What? Oxygen. No. O2 is already molecule. Get it? O. You see the difference between O2 and O? O2 is oxygen molecule. It's actually not called oxygen, it's called oxygen gas. It's molecule. But if it is just O, it is atom. Get it? Okay, so O. What is the symbol for oxygen? O. Okay? Usually the symbol is the first letter or the first two letters of the atom name. Get it? Make it easy. Let's say hydrogen. Then the symbol will be the first letter, which is H. You get me? Alright. Let's say the next one, carbon. Alright, the first letter, C. Let's say carbon, oxygen, nitrogen. N, right? The first letter, N. Get it? Let's say, anybody else? Let's say potassium. Hey, come on. It's the first letter or first two letters? Why is K? What is not P? Let's say the one that you P, this one, okay? Phosphorus. Phosphorus is P. Okay? Sulfur S. Okay. Now potassium. Why is not P or PO? Why it is K? Huh? No. It doesn't matter whether it's already P or not. It's always the first letter or the first two letters. Always like that. Not PO. The K is correct. But the problem, what is K? I give you another example over here. Sodium. That's a sodium. Anybody know what is the symbol for sodium? Okay. Why is an A? What is not SO? Anybody have answer for that one? Look, let me tell you. Only in America. Only in America. You know there is a song like that. Only in America you use this name, potassium and sodium. You with me? Right? In my country, the name is not potassium. The real name, his real name, I don't know if it's girl or boy, I don't know. But his real name is actually kalium. Are you with me? Get it? Therefore, the symbol is K. Are you with me? Now, how about sodium over here? What is her? See, between his and her, they become here. What is her real name? is actually natrium. Are you with me? Okay. Therefore, the symbol is Na. You cannot use N because N already used by nitrogen, right? Then you push Na. Are you with me? How about chloride? Cl. Okay. Okay, this is just some of them. There are many. Okay, more than 200. But I just give you the example. The atoms has name and symbol, and the symbol usually the first letter or the first two letters. There are some of them that confusing because America do not use the real name. They use their makeup name. Okay? Okay, which is potassium and sodium over here. Even iron also actually not iron. Therefore it's not I. What is the symbol for iron? Fa, right? Fe, I'm sorry. Fe. It's called actually ferrum. Ferrum. It's not iron. Okay? Get it? Now, from this atom, every atom, they actually have the same structure. It doesn't matter. They have the same structure. It has 3 subatomic particles. Every atom will have these 3 things on them. The one that make different is going to be the numbers of these 3 particles inside the atom. The first one is the one that carry positive charge, protons. Protons, which is positive. You with me? The second one is the one that neutral. Neutral, which is Jimmy Neutron. Do you watch the Jimmy Neutron? Smart guy? Okay. Neutron, which is neutral. Okay? The last one, electron. And this one carry what? Negative charge. That's it. Every atom will have these 3. Okay? And every atom will also have the same structure. Okay? We're going to erase this to show the structure of an atom. Okay, so structure. Okay, it's always have 2 parts, 2 main parts. Okay, the middle part, the inside part is called the nucleus. It has nucleus. Okay, and the outer side is called shell. Okay, shell, just like an eggshell. Right? Get it? Right? Only that. Nucleus and the shell. Or the cloud, sometimes called the cloud. There are many names, but we're gonna use shell. Okay, to make connection with this letter, with this electron. Get it? Okay, now. It has nucleus inside, right? And it has shell outside. You with me? Okay. Those 3 subatomic particles over there is always located on the same place. It's located in same place. Like for example, the proton and neutron will always be in nucleus. Okay? So in the nucleus you will have positive charge and the neutral charge. Because what? Because the proton, neutron located. Okay? So this is the nucleus. Get it? And the electron will always in the or on the shell. Therefore, this shell over here, because it's carry electron, right, it's called the electron shell. Right? Because what? It has electron in it. Okay? And the most outside electron cell, okay, is called the valence. Valence cell. The outermost shell. The valence shell. You get me? It will have the certain number of electron over there based on the atom. Get it? So all atoms will have the same structure like this. The one that make different one, the number of this particle. Are you with me? Okay, now every atom will have what we call the AN. Right? AN. Anybody know what is AN stand for? Atomic number. Atomic number. What is the atomic number refer to? The number of proton. Atomic number is equal number of proton. And this is very specific. For specific atom. Different atom will have different atomic number. That's the reason why it's called the atomic number. What? Each atom will have its own atomic number. It means that each atom will have its own number of protons. Get it? Hey. The second one is called the AM. Atomic mass. Atomic mass. Right? What is the atomic mass? This is actually the number or the mass of proton plus neutron. Okay? Proton and neutron. You get this one first. Okay? Now. Okay, then erase this. So if you get this one, I hope it stay in your brain so you know what is atoms look like. It's always follow this rule. Okay, the structure will have nucleus and shell, and then always have 3 subatomic particles. Okay, now we're gonna use some rules over here. Okay, first, rule of an atom. First, the number of proton will always equal to the number of electron. That's an atom. Are you with me? It's always equal. Okay? If it has 1 proton, how many electrons will it have? 1. That's the rule. Because of that, the second rule will be, because proton is positive, electron is negative, every atom will be positive, negative, or neutral. Will be an atom will be neutral. Why neutral? Because positive and negative, they cancel one another. What? You get it? Every atom will be neutral. Are you with me? Okay, now the next rule. The next rule. Alright? The first shell can only take maximum of 2 electrons. Remember, shell is the place of electrons, right? The first shell, which is the one that closer to the nucleus, will only have maximum of 2. Cannot be more than 2. Okay? So this rule is called duplex rule. Are you with me? Eh? And then the next rule, the next shelf, they can have maximum of 8. Okay? Max of 8 electrons. We can call this, what is 8? Octet. Okay, so octet rule. You guys what? Okay, now we're gonna apply this rule, okay, to create a structure of different atoms. Are you with me? Okay, based on the rule, atomic number, atomic mass, and also this rule over here. I'm gonna erase this because I need the space, right? I'm gonna erase. Everybody already take it, right? And also I have the video. You can you can watch it again later. Okay, now we're gonna maybe just 2 or 3 examples of atom to create this. Okay, let's say 8. Sometimes you see the number 1 and 2 like that. Okay, so the smallest number will always telling you this is atomic number. If you have the smallest number, it means this is atomic number. Okay, based on this information, the highest number is telling you the atomic mass. Get it? Okay. Now, look at this. We're gonna make a structure of this hydrogen atom, right? How many protons? 1 protons in the nucleus. Okay? How many neutrons? To find the neutron, actually you can subtract this with this number. Okay? It's gonna be 1 also, right? Because atomic mass is proton plus neutron. Okay? So it's gonna be 1 also over here. Okay? How many electrons? 1. That's it. That's hydrogen atom. Look like that. Are you with me? Now, we're gonna give another example. Oxygen. Oxygen is actually 8 and 16. Got it? Now from this information, then you can see how many protons. So there are 8 protons in the nucleus. How many neutrons? Also 8. 16 minus 8 is 8. Oh, sorry. Get it? How many electrons? Remember, proton, electron the same. Right? But now we have to follow the rule. What does the first rule say? The duplex rule. It's only take 2 on the first shell. Are you with me? What is next go? Go to the second shell. Right? How many will be? 6 of them. That's still 4. Okay? 2 more. Okay. Does the oxygen atom look like? Are you with me? It is follow the rule of an atom? Yes, right? So look at this one. It has neutron and proton in the nucleus. It has electron, which one? Follow the rule. What is the charge for this one then? This atom. It's going to be neutral because plus 1 minus 1 is 0, right? How about this one? Neutral also. Plus 8 minus 8, neutral. Are you with me? No, there is a 2B stable. And 2B stable. Someone have to follow duplex or octet rule. To be stable, it means that to be present in this nature, to be present in the nature, what? Atom or something, I call it someone over here, is actually something, have to follow duplex rule or octet rule. If they do not follow this rule, that things will be unstable. It means that it will not, usually not present in the nature. If they present, it's very fast because they have to be stable. Are you with me? That's the reason why many atom is actually non-stable. In order to be stable, they have to combine with another atom. Are you with me? What you call the combination of atoms? Molecules. Okay? So mostly the matter or the thing that you have in this nature, mostly molecules. It's not atom, because what? Atom actually non-stable. Because what? Because they don't follow the Duplet rule. Look at this one. It is follow the Duplet rule. What is the Duplet rule say? 2, what? It needs one more. Are you with me? So this hydrogen is not stable. You will not find hydrogen by itself. Are you with me? How about this oxygen? Non-stable. You will not find oxygen by itself. Therefore, they combine with another oxygen to be present. Right? It's O2. They combine it to make what? Duplet rule in this case. Are you with me? Okay? So they always try to make combination with other atoms to be stable. Therefore, we have molecule. But there are some atoms that's stable already. Anybody know what's the name of the atom that's stable? Most of them is gas. Noble gas, right? Noble gas. What is example of noble gas? Neon. Okay, neon actually have the 2, something like that. This means that it's already stable, right? Or you have 2 electrons. What is the other one? You have radon, argon. They have 10, 18. Just follow that rule. If they have that atomic number 2, 10, 18, what is after that? 16, 32. That's going to be what we call the noble gas. Noble gases. This is in the column number 8 on the what you call this, the chemical list. Oh, what's up? I have it over there. That's really big. Oh, I'm sorry. Number 2 is actually helium. What? This one is noble gas. What is the mean? They present by themselves. You find them in the nature. Neon light. What? Neon light. Helium. Argon. Chromium. Wow, this is chromium used by the Superman. What is the Superman? The stone called? Kryptonite. Kryptonite, not chromium. Kryptonite. You get this one? They present by themselves because what? They are already stable. They already follow the duplet and octet rule. The rest of atom, they are not stable. Therefore, they have to make combination. Right? The combination is called chemical bond. Right? So they have to make bonding between an atom to create the molecules. And molecule will be stable. Therefore, you have molecules, mostly in nature. Water is molecule, right? H2O. You have water. It is not H by itself, it's not O by itself. Are you with me? What? Okay? It's to be stable, you have to bond. Now how they do that? Using chemical bond. There are 3 types of chemical bond. The first one is called the covalent bond. This covalent bond is very strong because they're sharing the electron. Strong. Okay, sharing electron. I'm gonna erase this over here. Okay, covalent bond, share electron. Because they share electron, it's gonna be very strong. Right? Just like married. Right? So the covalent bond is just bonding between man and woman to be married. Right? What they do? They share things. Right? They share the money. They share their children. Right? It's gonna be difficult to break. Right? Very strong. Family bonding. Right? Wife and husband. Get it? Just to make it easy for you to understand. The second one is called the ionic bond. We're gonna learn this one later, okay? So ionic bond, which is bonding between ions that has positive and negative charge. Okay? Bond between positive ions is called the cation, and negative ion is called the anion. Right? So always attraction between positive and negative. It's just like boyfriend and girlfriend. Right? That's the attraction over there. Do you think it's gonna be strong? No, not as strong as the family, right? Because just girlfriend, boyfriend. Some of you maybe have 20 boyfriend or girlfriend because it's really kind of easy to break compared to the covalent bond. Get it? The last one is hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond. This is just like an affair. Let's say a wife have husband, but also she has another man, right? Outside that family bond, outside that covalent bond over here, right? So like just an affair. And the man, the same thing, the husband has also affair to another woman over here. Do you think it's gonna be strong or really weak? Really weak, right? This is the weakest one. It's really easy to break, even you don't want someone to know it, right? We just break, okay? Okay? Are you with me? Just like an affair. It's really easy to break. Very weak. I think I'm gonna stop here because time is limited. Okay? We'll continue during the review time. We'll continue this a little bit also. Okay? We will review your assignment plus additional lecture on this chemistry. Do you have question? If no question, I need your assignment. Okay? Just put it here when you leave the room. Put your assignment on the desk. Can you print it? I will be in my office until